Hi, everyone, and welcome to a new Houzz TV Live episode. Today, we are joined by interior designer Danielle of DaniellevVictoria Design Studio. She's going to take us through a client project of hers based in the leafy suburbs of Mosman. We'll be focusing on some of the hardest working rooms in the home. So thank you for joining us today.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So take us through the initial brief with your client.
The reason they contacted me is the space that they had was very outdated, uninspiring. It was just time to be redone. So we had a bit of problem solving to do as well as make it look amazing.
Tell us a little bit about the overall spaces before and what it feels like now.
When I first went into the home, I walked into the kitchen space and thought, oh, it's actually not that bad. It was light and bright and a white kitchen. Upon closer inspection, I could see that all the insides of the cupboards were sort of falling apart and the white kitchen was not the right color for the space. Everything was a little bit too white and it wasn't the right balance for the room. It wasn't a practical space. And so we transformed it into a very sophisticated, timeless kitchen. The palette is very soft and really easy to be in. It's very much an entertainer's kitchen with that central muted blue island that's perfect for entertaining and has plenty of storage.
Where did the blue come from?
The blue is a very muted blue and it pairs really beautifully with the soft grey tones used in the cabinetry of the kitchen. And the beauty of the freestanding island is that we did it in a hand-painted finish. So if in 5 years' time they feel like changing the colour, they can repaint it. And then the white subway tiles, they're very classic, but also they're not the feature of that kitchen. So I needed to pick something that just really sort of blended into the background. You don't want too many heroes, I think, in a kitchen. The hero is the beautiful curved island bench and the beautiful Caesar stone bench top on the island as well. And then all the details that come with that, with the detailed shaker profiles on the joinery going floor to ceiling, and then the beautiful nickel and bronze metal finishes that we selected for the hardware and the lighting.
It's so gorgeous.
The first thing that you notice is that it's very balanced and it's symmetrical. We balanced the fridge on one side along with a concealed breakfast bar on the other, and that really set the tone and allowed us to create a very symmetrical design. The clients love cooking together and the space didn't allow for two people to fit comfortably behind their existing island bench. So we shifted things around and made the circulation space around the kitchen much more user-friendly. The curve certainly allowed us to do that because on one side you've got the French doors and on the other you're up against a wall. So we just made sure there was plenty of room to move and still be able to open up the cupboards as well. The breakfast bar that we designed on the left-hand side of the kitchen is actually retractable pocket doors. So inside we made sure we finished that off beautifully with handmade tiles and the bench top and beautiful open shelving so that most of the time they can keep that open and make their coffee and tea and access their pantry whenever they like. It really flows in the space very well with the curved island.
That's nice. The kitchen must get really incredible light from those French doors. Can you tell us a little bit those details?
We redesigned the north-facing French doors. The clients recently updated the gardens and really wanted to be able to bring the outdoors inside. So we took out the old French doors, which were very heavily detailed with a lot of timber framework that was just a little excessive. So we redesigned the doors to be just a simple frame with a glass insert, and then we kept the detail in the overhead windows above. So this allowed us to really see the beautiful garden outside. Again, the doors are very practical. They open right back up to the outdoor garden.
Gorgeous. We're now going to take a tour of the ensuite, which is attached to the main bedroom of the home, which is of course stunning. So please walk us through some of those details of the room and the feel of the space.
The clients wanted the ensuite to feel very luxurious and like a hotel. So we remodeled the floor plan. And so by changing where the vanity is located, we really opened up the floor space. So you have a lot more room to move. And it also allowed us to put in overhead mirrored cabinets because we were able to put this from wall to wall in that space. So we added so much more storage into that space. And the hotel feel comes from the large format floor tiles, the detailed hand painted cabinetry, which has a beautiful custom designed profile on the cabinetry that you just don't see everywhere. And then it has the slatted base, which allows you to put towels on, which is something that they really wanted on the vanity as well.
Great. What about the paneling on the walls?
We chose VJ paneling in the ensuite bathroom. I think bathrooms now are such an extension of the living areas. They're not just floor to ceiling tiles anymore. People want that texture. And I think it gives a lot of personality to the space when you marry in the VJ paneling with some tiles and some beautiful wainscoting, because you're carrying through those period details in heritage homes into the bathroom spaces. So that's why we went with the VJ paneling and the wainscoting as well, and the beautiful soft pink splashback tiles.
Amazing. Let's move into another bathroom, which is the powder room. Tell us what the starting point in this room was.
The client said to me that they wanted the powder room to be wow. So you wanted to open up that door for guests and just be surprised. Again, we carried through the beautiful VJ paneling on the walls with the wainscoting and the high skirting boards. And then we have that beautiful wallpaper that dresses all the walls in the bathroom. And the ceilings are really high in that space. So the wallpaper is up very high and it's very dramatic. And it's just a really striking wallpaper print. And the clients were very involved with being part of the selection process because they love art and they love color. It's just interesting to look at.
Did you use Houzz in any part of the process of this project?
I use it for everything. I use it for invoicing, proposals, and it's one place for my clients to visit where everything is there. It's very good with client interaction. So all of my quotes that I would send them for products we'd selected for the project, if they need to ask me a question, it's very easy and very specific because they're asking about a particular product. Yeah, I use it every day.
Well, that is all for today. Thank you for giving us a peek into one of your clients' project today. Thanks everyone for tuning into this Houzz TV episode. We'll see you again next time.